Hey guys, today I'm going to do my makeup. I'm getting ready for work right now, and I just packed all of my stuff into a small makeup bag last night because we're moving soon, as I talked about in my last video. If you want to watch me do that, click somewhere on the screen. Hopefully I'll figure out annotations. I don't know, I haven't done that yet, so it'll be somewhere in this area if you want to go watch that, and then come back here and watch me do my makeup. But because I have packed all of that stuff away, I figured this is a great opportunity to use some stuff that I don't usually use. So I'm only going to use products that aren't in that bag, hopefully, if I can. So with that said, let's get started. Okay, so to start with, I have a foundation primer that's still out. I have several samples and a couple that I haven't opened yet, but I don't want to open a whole new product for this. So I have the Dior Glow Maximizer Primer. Now I'm all gold and glowy. For foundation, I'm going to try and use a little bit more of this Naked Skin. This is in number 5. It is just a little bit dark for me usually, but obviously I've used a lot of it, so it's almost empty. I really ought to just throw it away. Although I did pack my beauty blender, I do have the Real Techniques complexion sponge, whatever they call it, so I get to use this instead. I have to say I like the flat edge of the Real Techniques version. I think you may have just seen an empty in the making. Now I'm going to set that. I'm not actually going to use a setting powder. I'm going to use the Too Faced Cocoa Powder Foundation. This is in the color Fair. The Urban Decay Naked Skin is really nice, but it's not a very high coverage foundation, which for me on a normal day is fine, but when I'm going to work for several hours, I want to make sure that I'm not going to look crazy halfway through my shift. Now to blush, contour, highlight. For contour, I'm going to use the Wet n Wild Color Icon in Ticket to Brazil. I haven't used this to contour in ages. It looks a little sparkly, so we'll see how this works out. Holy crap, that shows up way oranger on camera than it looks in real life, I swear to God. Let's see if we can blend some of that out. For blush, I'm going with Makeup Geek in Bliss. I don't really have a good brush for highlighter. Oh, I'll just use this big fluffy blending brush. I'm going to use the highlighter out of the Sephora Pantone palette from this year. It's this center one. It's really beautiful. Before I go on to eyes, I'm putting on just a little bit of lip balm. Because I ended up packing my eyebrow pencil, I get to use Dipbrow today on a freshly cleaned small angle brush. And although I did pack my spoolie on a brush, I have a couple little disposable ones. I do have a second eye primer. This is a Sephora collection one. This is actually a really old one because the new tube is a different shape, but it'll do in a pinch. And over that, I'm going to put just a little bit of a Maybelline Color Tattoo. This is the white one in the color 05 Too Cool. I have a couple different silvers. I have this one in the LORAC chocolate bar thing, whatever this was. Or I could use the electric palette, which also has a silver. I think the LORAC has a little less fallout, so. And I don't have a flat eyeshadow brush, but I do have this angled one. This is the medium angled shading E70. For just a little bit of depth, I'm going to take this darker gray and put it on the outer parts of my eyelid. I don't have to find a nude eyeshadow in all of the rest of these palettes over here, so I'm just going to take the powder that I used earlier and use that to blend this out. And then the same highlighter that I used on my cheeks is what I'm going to use on my eyes. For eyeliner, I'm going to use the Makeup Geek Gel Liner. It's so beautiful. I love this stuff. The reason I'm not taking it with me during this move is because gel liners require a separate brush. It is seriously like the most beautiful gel formula I've ever tried. If you haven't tried these eyeliners, you have to. Before I go on to mascara, I'm going to do my lips while I let that eyeliner set. Tap in any excess that's left. Unfortunately, I can't find a second lip brush. I know I have at least 3, but I do have this old brush that I used to use for lips when I first started getting into makeup. I went to Michael's and bought some brushes from there instead. This is from Simply Simmons. It's a flat shader brush, but it works for a lip brush, honestly. So if you're really in a fix, you can always go to your local art supply store. And for lip color, I'm going to go with the Laura Mercier, what is this called? The Rouge Nouveau lip color. This is in the color Maude. What's interesting about all of these shades is that the name corresponds to the finish. So Maude starts with M, it's a matte. They also have sheers and creams, I believe, and they all start like Koi would be a cream, that kind of thing. Well, that is a much oranger red than I remember it being, but it'll work. Note to self. And with that, let's move on to my lashes. I did just reach into that travel makeup bag because it has my curler in it. And I also just reached into that makeup bag for mascara because all of the mascaras that I'm leaving here, I'm leaving because they suck. So the ones that I'm taking with me, there are a couple that I plan on throwing out before I actually move, so I'm going to say that it counts. This is the Peter Thomas Roth Lashes to Die For, which I don't think anyone ever talks about on YouTube. Hopefully you can see this, trying to get that in focus. It has lots of little bristles that poke out to either side, but then when you turn it, it looks pretty flat because there aren't any that come out here. So that it does have little plastic nubs of bristles. I like this brush a lot. It keeps everything really separated and lengthened, but it's not like crazy volumizing. It's not going to give you super dramatic lashes. So if that's what you're looking for, this is not the mascara for you. And that's the complete look. Like I said, I have to wear silver eyes and red lips to work this week. Certainly nothing groundbreaking, but it's a nice festive holiday look for a party or even just to wear to the office because you can tone it down if you want to, or you can amp it up and add glitter or crazy dark red lip or whatever you kind of want, put your twist on it. I'm really glad I did that with all the products that I'm shipping instead of keeping with me because it made me feel a little more confident about those choices. There was nothing in there that I was like, oh my god, this is amazing, why am I not keeping it with me? They're all definitely solid products, but I'm not like totally in love with any of them. Except Dipbrow. Dipbrow's beautiful. We all know that. Like I said in my last video, I only have my stuff with me for about another week at this point. It's getting really close and we are not nearly packed enough. I'm getting really nervous, but it'll get there, I'm sure. So if there's anything you want to see in this next week while I still have all of my camera equipment with me, please don't hesitate to let me know. I need to pick my skincare still. We're still packing. I can wash my brushes or any tutorials that you want to see for the holidays. Now is the time to say it before it's too late. You'll get another week of your regularly scheduled Look Lovely Laura, and then after that, again, it'll be sort of whatever I can get up. But that's probably okay because it'll be the holiday season and you'll want to be sitting at home with your family anyway. Thanks for hanging out with me this morning, guys. Now I have to eat lunch and go to work. I'm not used to going to work at noon. I'm normally in at like 5 in the morning, so I sort of don't know what to do with myself right now. But it was really great to get to spend my morning with you. So thanks for hanging out with me, and I will see you again on Monday. Bye!